and welcome to Petrol Ped. So today I am at Portsmouth Audi because the guys here have very kindly reached out and said we've got the brand new SQ5 in. This is the new V6 Petrol engine. It's 345 PS in a Q5. This is one of the Audi's highest selling cars, and this is their ultimate sports version of it, and I cannot wait to get behind the wheel of this thing and see how it goes. They've given me an absolutely beautiful car. This has got just about every option on it, so I think we need to take a really good look around it, and then we'll take it up the road, put it through its paces. I have a feeling this is going to be a very, very interesting test.
The first generation of SQ5 was only available in diesel in the UK. This new version comes as petrol first and diesel later this year. Subtle but effective styling changes make this performance SUV stand out in what is becoming a hugely competitive market. "20-inch alloys are standard, but this car is fitted with the £1,500 21-inch options. The optional 12.3-inch virtual cockpit is a must, and the 8.3-inch infotainment system is very intuitive to use. These stunning sports seats are standard, with a choice of trim and colour, making the cabin a truly special place.
You may well have seen my SQ7 review. I got to drive that car last year and it impressed me a massive amount. It was just incredible. Well, obviously this is its baby brother, and it's been around a while. The Audi sell bucket loads of these things, and they've just facelifted it, and now it's got an upgraded V6 petrol engine, 345 PS from a V6 TFSI petrol engine, and I'm really intrigued to find out what it feels like. So on my way now, I'm just getting used to the car. I've got it in comfort mode, so this car has every option on it, and it's got Audi's Drive Select program, so you can basically have a range of different modes. So I'm at the moment in comfort mode, so slightly higher suspension setting, softer suspension setting. There's an efficiency mode as well, but obviously I'm going to put it in dynamic mode very shortly. This car's also massively spec'd, so I've got a head-up display, I've got adaptive cruise control, I've got collision avoidance and so on, so whenever I'm too close to a car in front, or whenever I've got a car in my blind spot, the car's letting me know. So it's got all the tech you could possibly want. I think when they spec this one up, they ticked every box, which is cool because we can have a look at some of that tech. So I want to get this car on a twisty bit of B-road though, because much as it's amazing cruising and it's so comfy and quiet, I'm cruising along at 70 miles an hour on a motorway. For me, this car, what I want to know what it's like is when it gets to the twisty stuff, because it's that mix of practicality. It's a big old car in here, 5 big seats, nice big boot, but it's got that sportiness and that higher stance of an SUV, and I find that quite interesting. So let's go and find us some twisty roads. Okay, let's see what this... And it's got a very smooth power delivery. It's not quite making as much noise as I thought it would, but it is a hugely powerful and responsive car. And what I'm liking about it in this comfort mode is it's so relaxing to drive, but it's still got that kind of, I don't know, sporty kind of feel to it, and I like that a lot.
This is a hugely practical car with room for 5 adults and a 610 litre boot, 1550 litres with the seats down.
The modern day Audi's a very special place to sit. Virtual cockpit is always a fantastic thing. I fell in love with it the very first time I saw it. There's a huge amount of carbon fibre and leather and quality materials in here. But also the thing, and it's very reminiscent of my S4, is this panoramic glass roof is just excellent because it lets so much light in here. It feels really light and airy. Front and rear visibility is very, very good. It's just a very well thought out, ergonomically designed cabin, and these seats, not only do they look fantastic, but they've got a really nice amount of support as well. I think it's time to change the car's settings and to go into dynamic mode. So what this is going to do is a couple of things. It's going to drop the suspension a little bit, so I can just feel the suspension dropping. It's going to firm things up, but I should also get, when I put my foot down, a lot more response. Whoa! Yeah. So that certainly has a bit of urgency about it now. A far more aggressive throttle mapping. You can kind of feel that it's there, ready to go. What I've also got is a couple of options from a gearbox point of view. At the moment, I'm just driving in full auto. What I can do is just pull the selector back towards me and engage a sport mode, but I'm in dynamic anyway. So then I go into sport dynamic. Now what that's going to do is kind of hold on to gears a bit longer, let me rev out in the gears more, but I've also got the ability to go to the flappy paddles. Now Audi have moved away from their kind of S-tronic dual clutch box to now what's in here, and it's also in the new S4, the new RS5. So all of their new models have got this Tiptronic gearbox. So it's a single clutch, but it's meant to be very good. So if I just move that across into manual, we'll just let this car pull away in front of me, and then we'll see what it's like in. Oh, and it does the farty noise. You can't have a fast Audi S car without the farty noise. Super quick gear changes on the upshift for sure. Let's just try a few on the downshift. Very good. Yeah, this thing has the road manners of a hot hatch. The way that the vehicle dynamics of these big cars, obviously the acceleration and the speed, you can just chuck a whole bunch of power at that, but it's the way it delivers the power. Very impressive. There's no turbo lag. There's just a big surge all the way through the rev range. So you've almost got torque right down at the bottom end of the rev range. But then when you get to a corner, you get to a corner of these things and you turn the wheel in and the front end grips and the body just doesn't roll like you'd expect it to. It's just incredible, really.
The 3-litre V6 petrol engine produces 349 bhp and 500 Newton meters of torque. This is mated to an 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox and Audi's Quattro On-demnd system, favouring front-wheel drive to improve emissions and economy, but switching to 4-wheel drive if needed.
This car's got a lovely kind of threatening rumble undertone of an exhaust note. It's just kind of sitting there in the background, just wanting you to make it go faster. This dynamic mode, suspension wise, is actually quite comfy. It's dealing with this reasonably rough, bumpy bit of road quite nicely. I'd probably find myself driving in dynamic mode quite a lot. You can go into individual mode and set up the car however you want it to in terms of suspension comfort and the sort of aggressiveness of the throttle mappings and engine tone and so on. So you can kind of personalise the car and just stick it into individual mode, and then that's how you want the car. But yeah, very good so far. You know me, I need to do an 0 to 60 test. This should be quite a good one. 3, 2, 1. It dug down a little bit to start with, but then once it got its wind, it was really pulled away. And I back off at 60, but you can carry on going, and you'd have mega smiles on your face, because I think this car would carry on pulling like that for quite some time.
in the beautiful sunshine. It's an amazing day today to have a bit of a chat about this car. Now, I sometimes get some comments below about me not being critical or never saying negative things about cars. The honest answer to that is, a lot of the time the cars I'm driving, they're just so great that it's very difficult to pick fault. But I would like to think I'm balanced, and I do say some things. Now, I have to say with this car, I can't criticise the driving experience. The power delivery, the feel, the gearbox is excellent. The handling is amazing for a car of its size. And I certainly can't criticise the interior. I think Audi makes some of the best interiors going. Where I would maybe, if I was being really picky, I think my biggest problem I've got with Audis at the moment is their price. So the SQ5, they sort of start in the low 50s, I think. I configured one on the configurator this morning for about £58,000. That one, in that spec, £65,000. The new S4 is £55,000. I paid about £35,000 for mine. The new RS5, that's nearly 90 odd grand by the time you've ticked some boxes. And I just think that's big money. So that would be maybe one comment. From an exterior styling point of view, I think it's a bit of a Q car, really. It's subtle, it's not shouty. I mean, this car's got beautiful alloys, and I quite like that. I'm still not convinced about the mini SUV thing, but I guess you'd pitch that against maybe a Porsche Macan or something along those types of sizes. So now I am trying to kind of be balanced, but so far this car's just blowing me away with the way it feels to drive and its performance, that's for sure.
So we're now in. It sounds more like my S4 than an SUV. It's got an absolutely cracking exhaust tone, and you know, you're very well insulated from the outside world in this car. You know, there's there's a little bit of road noise. There's not a great deal of wind noise, but you've just got. It just doesn't feel like an SUV at all. It pulls out the corners brilliantly. This gearbox is very good, really very good. But the dynamics of the car, oh man. Big cars should not be able to do this.
I really don't like the fake exhaust tips and hidden exhaust exit. A proper exhaust would look so much better. On the upside, it does sound pretty good though.
So what are my final impressions of this car? It's very good. It's that simple. It manages to balance and mix a range of attributes that cars shouldn't be able to. I think aesthetically it looks nice from the outside. The interior of this car is just something to behold. Honestly, the quality and the feel inside this car is beautiful. And this car's got lots of carbon fibre everywhere, which always helps. The engine, really powerful. It kind of has lots and lots of similar attributes to my S4, and you know how much I like that. So it's got a lot of power, it pulls really nicely. Coupled with this new Tiptronic Audi gearbox, it's excellent in both kind of full auto, sport and manual modes. I can't fault the gearbox at all. So from a driving dynamics, driving feel point of view, fantastic. I'd drive it everywhere in dynamic mode pretty much if it was my car, but I'm sure if you stuck it in the comfort or the efficiency modes, that would be just as good. I think Audi are going to carry on selling these by the bucketful, and I totally get them now. I think the Q5's a really good car and a powerful car within their range anyway, but this range topper's really something else. So anyway, I need to say a big thank you to the guys at Portsmouth Audi. They are always mega supportive of me and my channel, and obviously do a great job looking after my car as well. But thank you very much for letting me play with this today. I always love trying to get access to cars when they're quite new, and this one certainly is that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have done so, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. This is my first midweek review. My new working arrangements are working most excellently. I don't normally get to review cars at the weekend during the week, so this is excellent. So if you're enjoying it, carry on subscribing, and I will see you on the next video, guys. You take care. Drive safe.